Format is Hubbard. Vicky's going to be our timer, and she'll let you know when it's 15 seconds at the end of your time.
Okay.
All right. So, our first question regarding manager of the sheriff's office has to do with budget.
Okay.
So, we'd like to hear from the budget. The sheriff's budget makes up the largest portion of the county budget, which only exists because the citizens of Hill County have to pay taxes. It's our money. We want to know how you will manage the taxpayers' money. So our first question tonight is a 1-minute question. What is the budget of the sheriff's office? 1 minute.
Okay, the budget for the sheriff's office pretty much dictates what we're going to do with y'all's tax money. We have to put on a strategic plan together. We need to see where our weakest points are at. First of all, as we all know, we have deputies that we need to have out there. We have a payroll. We have a jail that we have to manage. So we have to look at the budget. We have dispatchers. We have CID officers and all that. So we have to look at the budget as far as that. The three priorities that we have is the courthouse, the jail, and then the county. And when we're doing our budget, that's what we're going to be looking at. But we need to prioritize our budget. Make sure that we're giving you guys your full attention on your money, and we're not wasting it. I'm sorry.
All right. So as the largest budget for the county, we would like to know what is the largest budget you have managed, and a little explanation about that. 1 minute.
1 minute. Largest budget I've managed is a $1 million budget, and it was with a chemical company. We had to buy fertilizer, chemicals, things like that, equipment. We had to, you got your payroll, your employee payroll. You have your wear and tear on your equipment, so you have to make sure when you're working with chemicals and things like that, your chemicals and everything wear down your equipment, so you have to be able to budget your equipment every 3 years. We have to change out stuff. So stuff like that, you got product that has to come in, you got your sales, you got your breakdowns, but most of all, I mean, it's all that comes in together on that budget as far as running a chemical plant.
Is everybody able to hear his answers clear? Okay, great. Very good. Last question regarding budget. How do you plan to better spend the taxpayers' money with your budget if elected? That's 2 minutes.
Well, once again, there's where you get back to strategic planning. You have to look at everything. You need to find out where your problems are at, your number one problems. Start with your priority, and then go from there. I know everybody wants to spend money on deputies and all that, and all that, but you're going to have to put a strategic plan together. Find out where your weak points are at. I know you got wages, you have vehicles, you have fuel. You've got to look at those things, and without a strategic plan together, you're not going to be able to do anything. You prioritize your issues. If your jail is your issue, where you have manpower, you lack the manpower, maybe more cameras. Maybe something the jail needs. I know they have a commissary fund that they can use that for. Sometimes you can use that for that jail, but you still have to add that into that budget. So in order for us to give you your dollar's worth, we have to strategically plan something out and say, okay, here's where we need to start at, and then work our way down from there.
All right, our next set of questions have to do with workforce. All right, the sheriff's office cannot perform its duties without good people who are also willing to be servant leaders. We want to know what you know about the people of the sheriff's office. Our first question is, tell us how many positions there are at the sheriff's office and what are the duties of these positions, and it's 2 minutes.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really a clue. I think they've got up to 24 deputies now or something like that, or 28 deputies. I know that when I was in the jail, we had 3 administrators, we had 7 jailers per shift. And then you got your CID officers, and you got your dispatchers. You have 4 shifts. So as far as manpower, I really don't know what you have on there right now. I know they've got more employees there than when I was there. So as far as the employees, what was the question as far as what we
How many positions there are at the sheriff's office, and what are the duties of these positions?
Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, the 28 or 24, 28 deputies you have there, your dispatchers. I don't know how many dispatchers are running there now. And I know the jail has your 3 administrators, and then you have 7 jailers per shift. So that's much as I know right now. I haven't been in touch with the jail for a long time, so, or with the sheriff's office. So I can't really give you an honest answer for that.
Our second question regarding workforce is we see lots of open positions in the sheriff's office, change, turnover. We would like to know of these positions, how do you plan to fill open positions, and how do you plan on retaining employees? And it's a 2-minute question. 2-minute answer.
Well, as we all know, employees don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad leaders. We all know that. Employees will not leave a good job. They leave supervisors or leadership that doesn't have their back. If we have a turnover, we need to bring in people who want to stay here, people who want to grow with us. A lot of times when I used to interview someone, that's the first thing I say, why do you want to come to work for us? Why do you want to work for the Hill County Sheriff? I want to see people grow with Hill County Sheriff. You start in the jail, you work your way up, you can go to dispatch, you can go to deputy, stuff like that. I want people who want to live here and grow here. So that's what it's all about. And it's, you know, that's part of growing a sheriff's office right there, and or any business for that matter. You have to care about your employees, and you have to make sure that they're being paid correctly. I think they just put in a pay scale to raise the employees' pay as they go. We all want to work somewhere, but at the same time, we all want to see that we're growing. We're getting those little raises. You know, I mean, the economy, it's just getting out of hand. I mean, it's growing. We have a cost of living that they get 3%. I think they get 3%. I don't know if they still get it or not, but you know, that's what keeps your employees. That motivation to grow. Okay.
All right. And our last section of questions will have to do with the jail. There have been many problems reported with the jail, from failed inspections, past inspections, reports of escapes. Running a jail is a very complicated job in the role of sheriff. And the citizens of Hill County are very concerned with the operation of the jail. So our first question to you, we're looking for more kind of a philosophical answer. Tell us what the role of the jail is in our county, our judicial system, and our society. So 1 minute.
Well, the role of the jail for the sheriff is this. When a judge issues a warrant, that's part of the sheriff's #1 priority deal, is to maintain a jail, to hold these individuals safe and secure. A word here, safe and secure, until they can go forward to go answer for their warrants or whatever, so we can process them through the judicial system. Now, as far as the safety of the jail, that's where your officers get their training. It's very important that you train your officers in jail. I work for a Homeland Security facility, a federal deal. I have 40 employees under my command, and we have 786 detainees. Now, that's important for those officers. Sorry.
Okay, you've got
No,
10 seconds.
10
Go
seconds,
ahead.
that's fine.
All right.
This is just 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's 15 seconds. That's your sign to start wrapping her up. Okay. Our next question is, tell us what you think is successful and what is not successful with our jail. And a 2-minute answer.
Well, after reading the news and seeing what's going on, I don't think there's anything successful about your jail. I think your jail is a failure. I think it needs leadership. I think it needs someone to come in there, and you're going to have to put someone in there who knows jail. Someone who knows what's going on, someone who knows jail policies, the rules, regulations that Texas Jail Commission puts on it. Because right now your jail is a failure. It doesn't have the manpower it needs. We shouldn't have suicides in our jail. You should have an individual who claims that they're suicidal. You should put that individual on a 15-minute watch immediately. Put him in a detox tank. When that individual says that, your #1 priority is that person's safety and security. That's all. You're going to prevent that from happening. For a jail to have a suicide and then attempt a suicide, there's something wrong. Somewhere we're failing, and the jail is a failure. You don't have enough people watching your detainees or your inmates. You got contraband coming in from outside. You got contraband in the cells. The inmates are pretty much running the jail right now. It's a failure. So you're going to have to come in there. You're going to have to, once again, use a strategic plan. You're going to have to bring in someone who knows jail administration one-on-one. And they're going to have someone, and then you're going to have to bring a team in there and train these officers all over again. These officers are supposed to make 30-minute rounds on that jail from front to back. And they're supposed to call those rounds out. When you go back there for those single cells where those people are at, you look in, you knock on that door. Hey, are you okay? I want to see your face. Uncover yourself. Things like that. We got 3 pickets in that jail, and there should be an officer in every one of those pickets watching those detainees. Because you got your A tanks and you got 24-man tank. So you need to be keeping it up. But you're going to have to bring in a crew, and you're going to have to hire some people to maintain that jail.
So a follow-up question to that, and you're starting to allude to that, is we'd like for you to tell us what improvements you would make to the jail and how you would implement these changes. And that's a 2-minute answer.
Well, first of all, let me make something clear. You don't get anywhere from firing people. That's not my goal. Everybody's going to keep their job. We're going to retrain you. We're going to give you whatever education you need to do your job. If you have an employee who's failing, you don't fire them, you retrain them. You get them, you tell them, okay, let's see where our failures are at. Let's give you some training to do your job. Then you're going to have to bring in a jail administrator, someone who is, like I said, aware of Texas Jail Commission's rules, and you're going to have another administrator there who does the packets and all that, and you're going to have to train these officers. This not only goes to the jail, this goes to the sheriff, the chief deputy, and all these people have to be involved because that's your priority. I know we want to patrol the county. I know we want to keep you guys safe, but that's one of the sheriff's #1 priorities is the jail. The courthouse, the jail, and then it comes out to the public, maintaining the speed on the roads and things like that. But your jail, you bring someone in, one of your loved ones in there, you want to know that individual is going to be in that jail and safe and secure, right? You're not going to want to know, hey, somebody just committed suicide, because you were doing what? Oh, well, we were too busy, You're going to have to train these people. I don't believe in terminating people. I believe in training them. Now, if they fail to do their job after they've been trained, yes. Keeping someone like that around, you're just adding to your liability. That individual that has no business being on the floor. Corrections is a special job for special people. I once heard a sheriff say, deputies are a dime a dozen. Correction officers are hard to come by because it is. You deal with a lot of emotions. You deal with a lot of things in that jail. You're having people whose freedoms have been taken away, and now you have to take care of them and listen to them.
All right. All right, and this is our last question regarding the jail. There is concern for the types of inmates being allowed to perform work release duties in the reports that have been made as to perks or rewards provided to inmates. What is your opinion of work release programs and rewards for inmates? A 2-minute answer to this last question.
When you run a jail, you have what you call your trustees. Trustees, we have a 24-man tank. These trustees are the ones who do the cooking, they do the cleaning, they do the yard work. You're going to have this manpower. They go out and mow for the courthouse night. But these individuals should never be felons. They should never have felony charges on them. If they go to court and they're sentenced to 20 years in prison, you don't put them in that trustee tank and then put them out there mowing the yard in the courthouse. That's a no-no. You don't put them, you got to keep them behind closed doors. They now belong to the state. They're state property. Unfortunately, you're going to have to put them up there with the other guys. But they should be, you got detainees with child support. You got inmates with child support, inmates with high checks, DWIs, misdemeanors. You can give these individuals and work with the court because judges, once the judges sentence these people, they'll tell you, all right, misdemeanors are 2 for 1. You can give the guy 3 for 1. And you can rotate these people out, get their time done, get them off the taxpayer's wallet. Because every day that detainee or inmate spends in that jail, it costs you anywhere from $45 to house that individual. That's medical, that's food, and everything. So getting that individual who's in there on misdemeanors, putting him up there in that trustee tank and working them, and they're good people. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. We're all human, we make mistakes. We don't judge these people, we make mistakes. You give them a job up there, you say, okay, you're gonna cook, you're gonna clean out, and you give them 3 for 1, you get that rotated out of there because of the other inmates that you have there. Your felons have to be housed in the felon area. We do have that around main control. You have all those guys there, and they don't go anywhere. So you need to be careful who you're letting outside. Now, you're on I know that word trustee, and it's on the tank, but you gotta be careful.